Showtime on the web. Hello, everyone. I'm Caroline. I'm doing the Puppet Podcast, and we are at episode 94. That's a lot. Almost 100. We will go towards the 100. So yeah, tonight I have someone who is in puppet building. So let me show you. It's Eva. So yes, we will talk about puppet building, and yes, she's in New York area, so let's connect with New York tonight. But before we go into the interview, I just want to let you know that we have a wonderful building workshop this weekend. It's on Sunday. It's at 3 to 2 in the afternoon on Sunday, and it's with Bernier-Dionne. So let me show you, and it's a builder, and he do puppet. It will talk about seams and stitches and how to hide those stitches. And yes, we will see his great talent as a workshop giver. And yes, we are really happy to have Barry with us for the weekend workshop. So if you want to know how to have this access to this workshop, you just have actually to see our Patreon, because Patreon is the platform that we use to have a community and to bring to this community tools about puppetry. So it's Patreon-Puppet Podcast. So we have those workshops, and you can actually, when you subscribe to our Patreon, see all the workshops that we have done in the past. We have done some about online streaming, tools, how to equip yourself, how to build puppet, and all of those great builders have a lot of content to offer. So have a look on this Patreon. But now the commercial is done. Let's go into this wonderful interview. So she's behind Evelinka Puppets, and she's in New York. So drum roll, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Eva!
Hello from New York in the snow.
Both. We have this in common. We're both in the snow.
Yes, we finally dug ourselves out today. We can go get some food.
So cool. And yes, Eva, you are a builder. You have such experience into production side. I want you. Thank you first to be part of the show. I'm so happy, excited.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. A little nervous.
Yeah.
I'll be okay.
And we will see, maybe people will chat with us during the podcast and write into the chat. So we will have questions coming for you. So it's really interactive live stuff. Okay. So I want you, Eva, to introduce yourself to the people who are watching and maybe don't know your work, don't know you, So could you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Eva Gronowitz, and I'm known under Evelinka Puppets and also Beacon Art Studios. So I make puppets. And before I made puppets, I used to work as a production designer for movies and commercials, and I did costume design. But at some point, I felt like I didn't make anything. I mean, I designed it, but I didn't actually do anything with my hands. So when I had free time, I went back to something I used to do when I was young, and that was making puppets. And all of a sudden, I had all these puppets, and I didn't know what to do with them. And somebody said, you know what? There's this store, it's called Etsy, and you could just put your things there. This was like, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe. And I was like, okay. And I put them there, and for a long time, nothing happened. Nobody bought anything. And then somebody said, if I send you a picture of me, could you turn me into a puppet? And I was like, yeah, I think I could do that. So that's how it all started. That was maybe 2008.
Wow.
And now I quit all my day jobs. All I do is puppets. I've been doing that for a while, yeah.
And you live from the building. You have a business around that, and you have people working under you.
Yes.
That's a success story.
It is.
That's so cool. So we can see some of those guys behind. And I just want to let you know, Eva, that we have people watching from Mexico City and
Oh,
yes, from
yeah,
Atlanta. So cool
nice.
to have you guys. So yes, we have people watching internationally. So that's so cool.
Okay.
So are you ready, Eva, for the deep question of the Puppet Podcast?
Okay, let's try.
Yes. The first one is the why. Like, what makes puppetry an art that you cherish?
I like to work in lots of different materials and in different ways. And I like to paint and I like to sew and I like to sculpt and I like to make things from recycle. And so, like in puppets, you could do all of it. I mean, these, like mostly now, since it became a business, I work with fleece and they're soft, like Muppet puppet styles. But for many years, I did marionettes, which is totally different. You sculpt in clay, you work in wood, less fabric, some fabric. Um, I think that's why I really enjoy the art of puppets, because anything could be used in making a puppet. And it's fun. Like you have to figure things out. Like sometimes you get a design and somebody wants this really weird here. And you go like, what am I going to make it from? And you look at all these things and you find something, you go, this looks just like it. I'm going to use this. So it makes it like you have to be creative and there's no rules. Like nobody can say, no, you can't use that. No, you can use anything you want. So I guess it suits me.
Yes, it's so much creativity and
Yeah.
it's precious. It's so much sparkle of inspiration. I'm really happy to hear that. And I want to know your crush for puppetry. Do you have a specific moment like you could relate to that's, whoa, I want to do that. I want to do business with this.
I think it started a long time ago when I was a student studying theater, and we had a visit to a puppet maker, and I was like, oh wow! And me and my friend, we went home and we made puppets like this same day, and we were like, oh, this is so cool. But then life, continued, and I went to film school. And actually, when I was in film school, I needed money. So I found a store. It was called Geppetto, and he sold puppets. And I said, if I make puppets, would you sell them? And he said, sure. So I made these little marionettes, and he sold them in his store, and I got some money. But then I didn't do puppets for many, 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 many years. And then, as I told you, after so many years not making anything, not touching any material, I started just for fun to make the puppets again.
Yes. So yeah, it's a lot of little anecdote, but you get into it back and it's a cycle, multiple cycle, and you get back into this passion.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And I want to let you know that we have other people watching from California,
Oh,
Hollywood,
oh,
and Sherbrooke, Quebec.
okay.
So
That's great.
that's funny. I want to know your opinion of the field of study for a puppeteer, because we have many viewpoints about what is good to become a builder or a puppeteer, or in your opinion, what is
Well,
the thing to
I
study?
would talk for a builder because I don't do the puppeteering part, so I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't know what to say. But I think the skills you need are any skills to make anything, but like sewing, sculpturing, drawing, painting. I mean, those are the skills you need. I mean, to make the puppets, there is no really school you can go to. I don't think so. Like, it's more like to learn how to sew, to learn how to make patterns, which I have had a lot of good use for, because I know how to sew since I was a child. So I made patterns for clothing and for bags, and then so you understand how to transform a shape from a drawing into fabric shape so that you can cut it out and actually make, or foam, like we use a lot of foam. So pattern making would probably be a good class. I think that you would have to sort of put together like your own education for it, and the best would possibly be to work in a studio where they make puppets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you take under like study people? Have you ever thought of this?
I don't know. Like we used to have, the studio used to be very big. It's a long story. I don't know if we want to go into that whole story of how it became so big. But right now we're very small again for a couple of reasons. But
Yeah.
I probably would. I also planned for last year. I was supposed to have a puppet summer camp, but it was canceled because of the virus.
Yeah, and for sure, when you work and you have good opportunity, like big order, the business go big, and I can understand that depends of project. You have some motion into the company.
But I think that the best is maybe to start with sewing. It's a big part of the puppet. I mean, it depends. If you are, I think all the time now of the soft puppets, but there are marionettes, of course, which has not much to do with sewing.
Yeah.
So that's a totally different that you should go to. Yeah.
Yes. So next question is your definition, because as a builder, you must describe what you're doing in your own word, like you. So what is a puppet in your own word?
I would say that a puppet is anything that is manipulated by a human. That's a puppet.
Yeah.
It could be anything. I mean, I've seen people take a piece of cloth and just turn it into a puppet. So it could be anything, really. It could be a shoe. It could be something you make, or something that is already there, and you take it and you make it into a puppet. I mean, a glove, people do a sock. I mean, like, people use their hand, put little eyes on it, that turns into a puppet. Yeah, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything. Yeah, let's be.
Anything.
That's cool. And with your company, you specialize in a type of puppet, or kind of like a style. You have your own style. So do you have maybe an advice? And I'm out of the script a little bit, but do you have an advice for someone who want to like brand his work, or just like have his style? It's maybe a long evolution, but how you find your style for you?
That's a hard question, but I think it's not something that you can decide. It's like the way you make things.
Yeah.
And you can see it. Like even people that make very similar, because like the Muppet puppet style, it seems similar, but everybody's looks a little different. Like it's the way you do the eyes and the way, you know, the pattern you use.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people find it. I don't think it's something you can.
It's your personality.
Yeah.
Something part of your essence as an artist.
Yes.
That's cool. That's a good answer. And do you feel puppetry is in an ascension, or it's more or less popular?
I think it's getting much more popular. And maybe at this point, I wanted to talk about this puppet that I made. I made a puppet in 2016. It's a pretty famous puppet. I don't know if you heard it, but if you were a boy and you were 10 years old, you definitely heard about him. His name is Jeffy. Did you hear about Jeffy?
I saw your website as part of my research before the interview, but I didn't saw the show actually.
Okay, that's okay. We don't have to talk about the show, but he's a phenomenon, this puppet. These videos that he's been in has been seen by billions of people, not millions, billions. And and he's very popular. And it has brought popularity to a whole new group of children and even adults. But normally when you talk about these kind of soft puppets, it's for little kids, like Sesame Street. We're talking about 3, 4, 5, 6, 8-year-olds, right?
Mm.
We don't talk about 12 and 15-year-old boys that the only thing they want for Christmas is a puppet. But this is what we've been having with this particular puppet. And I made a whole bunch of puppets for this show. It's a very controversial show. Very many parents don't like it. And I don't want to talk about the show. I have nothing to do with the show. I just made the puppets. But what I find interesting is that I get so many emails from children that they made their own drawings. I get in the mail and they want me to make it into a puppet, which is cool. Sometimes I can because the parents are willing to pay for it. But I think it's really nice because these are not little kids. No, they're like 10, 11, 12-year-olds and older, and they make their own shows, which is very, very cool. Which I don't think before this puppet or before this show, I don't think that age group were that interested in making a puppet show on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I think it's very, very cool. I'm very happy, and it makes me so happy when they write back with pictures and they send me links to the videos they made with their creations. Like they'd make a drawing, or a description of what they want, and I make it for them, which is very cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't think that it's going down. I think it's going up, and people are finding more and more ways to express themselves because of the YouTube. You can have a channel. It's like you don't have to have like a little puppet show, like for your parents and grandparents. No, if you're good, people will watch your shows. And there are many puppet shows on YouTube for all different ages, not only for little kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. In education, I'm getting a lot of orders from educational programs of all kinds of puppets, very cool ones.
Yeah, and that's funny because that's bring a question from the crowd, and I'm curious also to answer that. Jeffy is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everyone, you can have a look on this and see the process. So maybe we can see
it is
children doing stuff with.
Yeah,
I'm curious about that aspect actually.
So what happened with this is that after I designed like this, there's this group of kids that have this YouTube channel, and they turned to me, one of them, the ones that have the channel, and asked me to make these puppets. And he drew out sketches for it, and then I made them. And then after a certain time, the kids wanted to have a puppet, the same one. So we started making them and making them and making them, and I had to hire more people and making them. And then he wanted to be able to have a cheaper puppet because there was so many of the kids. So we made an agreement, and he have them made in China now. So I don't have a problem. I have enough work. I don't need to mass produce, and I didn't want to bring it to China. He offered to me. He's a very cool guy. Like in this, he offered it to me. He said, "You want to try to mass?" And I said, we can't do it for a really low price. I pay the people that work for me good, like it's not.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's pretty cool though that a puppet that you made, like I made, now is being sold in hundreds of thousands. So it's sort of, you can succeed. And if you want to go to China and make it, you probably could, like whoever wants to do that. But so it's cool.
Yeah, and Steve wants to know the name of the show. It's if he YouTube Jeffy, he could see some of it.
Yeah, he would see it.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Steve is
And if
bringing.
he's an adult, he should watch it by himself. If he has no children, I don't. He has to watch it first to decide whether he thinks it's
Yeah,
appropriate or not.
yeah, to recommend.
Because
Okay.
if you think 12, 15-year-old boys think it's funny, it might not be suitable for like 5-year-old, whatever. But
That's cool. Good advice.
yeah.
I want to ask you for, because you talk about the purpose of your company. So I want to know if you have a big purpose, something you want to achieve for the future with your business, your career, your craft.
No, I'm really happy where I am. I am. It's just good. Yeah, it's good. I like it. I enjoy it. It's a little too much sometimes, like around the holidays, but I have a lot of people that love to come in and work extra. So we're good.
Yeah. And the summer camp would be
Yeah, I hope
project.
I will have it again, but I don't know. I'm waiting to get my vaccine. So I don't know. I'm not high up on the list yet. So
Yeah,
I
we
can't
are.
plan for the summer yet. It's like this summer, I don't think I'll be able to do it because usually by now I already have registration going.
Mm.
Yeah. So this year, maybe not. Last year I had to cancel. So this year,
Yeah.
I'll wait. But I will probably have it sometime again in the
And
future.
you don't want to do it virtual. You want to do it
You know
live.
what? I tried during the beginning of because I felt I had to stop all my classes in the middle, and I felt really bad for the kids. So, and I did adult sewing classes too. So I tried it, and it's really hard. Like my machine is broke. Like what am I going to do? And the parents are like, they don't know how to use the sewing machines. So it's like try to explain to one kid how to rethread the machine while you have another 5 there. Doesn't it? No.
Yeah, it's kind of another thinking privately maybe, but it's not. Yeah,
No.
that's a puzzle
Yeah.
about online
I
stuff.
decided it did not work.
Yeah. So yes, let's yeah. Okay, cool. I'm just watching the chat sometime. I'm just like, what is this question? So we have people watching from Australia. Hi,
Oh.
Rebecca. So it must be the morning over there. But so yeah, Steve asked about where do you live. So New York, maybe you can be more precise about
It's Wappinger Falls. It's about an hour and a half north of New York on the Hudson River.
So you're close of Canada.
We went there once on the train from here. It took like 10 hours to Montreal.
Yeah.
It was fun, but so it's not that close.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the answer is there. It's lunchtime in Australia.
Oh,
so
okay.
Rebecca is with us and she lunch and
Okay.
watching the show. So yeah, and I want to ask you, where do you see puppetry in 10 years?
Ooh. I don't even know. No, I'm not going to go there. I think it will be more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think
More.
yeah. I think things go and come back. Like I think people get tired of seeing like the flat animation, even though it's 3D, and like enjoying again the like
Yeah.
and being out there with the puppets, and I think it will continue.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I like every time that a puppeteer or puppet builder say it, like it will grow, it will keep going.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, we're putting there the idea also. Yes, it's so key. And maybe you have something you want to show us for the conclusion.
Well, I'm just going to quickly show the Jeffy just to understand what this is, because it's a little crazy. This is the puppet that have made worldwide success. We have shipped these everywhere in the world. Actually, we have an order that we're shipping to Greenland. Okay. But I have something else that I wanted to show today.
I'm so curious. To drum roll. Okay, I can go larger here.
Mama! Mama! Hello? Mama! I'm here. Oh, I want to go to you to Canada. I don't like America. Please, please, let me come back to you, Mama.
That's so cool. I want you like come to see. Wow.
Here is your puppet.
I'm so happy. People, you have to know that I order a puppet from Eva and yes, here it is. Amazing. Oh, I can't wait. Wow. We have people who are laughing with us. It's so cute.
Oh.
You know, in a couple, sometimes people buy a dog as a step to go to to having kids. So maybe me, it's a puppet.
Oh, I'm not a puppet. I'm a puppet. No.
So cool. She's so nice. And we can see the rod and yeah, the shoes. So perfect.
Yeah.
Oh wow. It's amazing. And you it's kind of funny because you say in one of your interview that I saw online, you say every puppet have his soul. Like
Yeah,
it's
they
kind
have
of
their
you have
puppet soul.
something you add to it. And it's really interesting because I feel like we will discover the soul of this puppet when
You will.
yeah, so cool. Yeah, and
yeah.
that's so cool, and it's funny because it brings question in the chat. So let me look at this. What I will bring. Oh yeah, but it's funny. We answer a bit of it, but let's bring it again. So it's Murat, who maybe missed the beginning, but what's the most important skill to build in your wheelhouse in puppet building?
What is the wheelhouse?
But
if the question is for soft fabric puppets, the skill you need to learn how to sew.
Yeah.
I think that's like a key because it's fabric and you need to know how to sew by hand and sew by machine. Like it's very, very hard, I think, to make a puppet without. I mean, I know that you can make without using a sewing machine. You can sew it all by hand, but it takes a long time and it's not strong. Like if you're making big puppets, some of the things have to be sewn by machine. Like, you know, like in the face, like when you make seams to be invisible, which is going to be in your
workshop this Sunday,
that he will show how you can sew stitches. You can't see them on the outside, but these are all hand sewn.
Yeah.
But the puppets that I make, the lookalikes, these puppets, we're making an affordable puppet, so to say, to be custom made.
Yeah.
Because it's not all machine made, but a lot is machine made.
Mm-hmm.
Use sewing machines. Like they're not like hand sewn. Like you can see that she has a seam here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like it because I feel like many people can have the opportunity to order a puppet, even not professionally. Like, we do get professional, and I make more professional, larger puppets too. But this is like my most popular thing. There's these, I made them child size, so people can buy it for their children, and they do.
Yeah. That's a good wording, and it's good to bring accessibility to craft, and and
it makes people have a chance to try and see if that's what they want to work with, and then if they feel maybe they will take a step up and order, you know, like one of the more professional, more expensive puppets. But at least they could try. Maybe puppetry is not for them. Maybe it is, and it's hard to start out with like a couple of $1,000s on something you don't know if it's.
Yeah, it could be a step in the creative process, and they have this puppet. It will be like the teddy bear. Like it's the one with I try and I start with this one, and it's cool also. That's good. And we have Felix who has something about Jeffy. He asked like if the one you show, he answered it. He's talking about Jeffy is some that you made or it's from the Chinese.
No,
work.
this is one I made a long time ago.
Yeah. So you stopped making it, but you keep.
No, I make them still. People still order. I have like this is the small one, which is this is the one he copied to make the Chinese one. So it's similar to this, but I have one that is a replica of the original one, which is more expensive.
Yeah. So that's good that you can keep producing this puppet for order. It just didn't take all the rights and ship it to China. It's kind of
it's only this one. I have many other puppets I made for his show that I'm the only one making them. But it's good.
It's so cool to see the relationship also with the show and the producer and how you inspired the show and you build something like appealing for the camera.
They helped me. I mean, I got a lot of promotion through the show for sure. I mean, billions of views on his videos.
Yes, so that's why you have good business.
Yeah, it gave me a kick forward for sure. Yeah,
that's so cool. And yes, Eva, if people want to see more of you, like they want to know order puppet or to know your social media, so where they should go and watch?
It's evelinkapuppets.com is my store, so that's easy. It's EVE. I think it says there somewhere. No, it doesn't say that.
Maybe it's part of the. I don't have the address, but we can.
No, the address is the same. I'm not very good at social media. I have like Facebook and Instagram, Evelinka Puppets, but I don't post very much.
But you can post this interview so people can.
And there is also I don't know if you saw the interview with that the documentarist made. So you could see more.
Go to see this documentary. It's on YouTube.
You just write Eva Gronowitz. I'm sure it will show up there among the Jeffys and others.
It's a lovely documentary. I really enjoy it.
There's other nice ones there too that he made from artisans of Beacon. Yes, it's cute.
Yeah, that's good to do a documentary about artists of an area. We can discover them. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Eva. It's kind of a bubbling anecdote with this puppet who come and I will see her soon. I adopt a child from you. It's so cute. I can't wait. So I will have to both of you remove you off the screen, but we can stay in the virtual studio to chat a bit after the interview.
Okay.
So I will say bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Yes, for joining us. So let me push the camera. I'm better at it. Everyone, thank you for watching. I'm so happy to have this community, and I feel we connect more and more people. So that's awesome. So let's be together this weekend on Sunday. We have this wonderful workshop with Barry. Let me bring it again because it's really what's coming. So Barry Gadamer, we will learn stuff about like hand sewing and seams. So it will be really interesting. But we have also those call that you can make with us. So it's a coaching group that we put together to help puppeteers with their social media. So I would love to bring the link. So you just go on the website. It's www.puppetpodcast.com and you put / and let me find it / call. So it's to call us and you can have a quick chat with us, with me and Eli. So let me just share my screen for this. Here It's just give me a second here. So book a call. So it's to have some help on your social media. So you can book. It's free. It's a 30-minute. You chat with us, and we will see if you could be part of our group that we put together to help people, puppeteers, artists, ventriloquists, all of those skills relate to puppetry. We will see if we can help you, because we develop an expertise with social media. So for sure we want to share it. So yeah, feel free to Puppet Podcast call and yes, let's be together in this. So everyone, I wish you a wonderful evening, lunchtime if it's Australia. And yes, let's stay in touch. Next week, we have other episode of the Puppet Podcast. So stay tuned. Bye.